Second and goal from the 12, I should say. Holding penalty on what would have been the first touchdown of the game for the Cumberlands Patriots. Greg back to pass. Feels pressure on the outside. Finds a man.
The side judge calling him out of bounds on that.
Jalavis Wilson on the catch, but quickly brought down by Jalen Smith. It was great man-to-man coverage on the outside there to keep him from advancing. Injury timeout for Bluefield here. We'll take it with them. You're watching football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Third and goal from the 6. And this is a huge third down for Bluefield. If we can keep them out of the end zone and limit them to 3 points and have one more opportunity to score here before the half, we'll be in great shape. Greg and hands off to Davis. No room on the outside, and he is brought down inside the 5 at the 4, and that will force a 4th down. And we'll see what Cumberlands wants to do here. Greg's still on the field. And it appears that they're going to go for it here. 4th and 4. Big time decision for the University of Cumberlands. And so Bluefield has an opportunity to get out of here with no points.
With no points. Are we at the point in the game where they're starting to feel a little pressure that if they don't score that it could possibly get ugly?
Well, you know you got the opening kickoff here at the start of the 3rd, so. Oh, man, what a beautiful fake on the jet sweep, and Greg's going to do it himself. So untouched into the end zone, 4-yard run for the quarterback there. Drew Gregg, and Cumberlands is on the board.
Uh-oh. Are we going out for 2?
Gregg stays in there. And we're going to go for 2, except for the flag is on the field here. All right, so they're going to wave the flag off. And now
we'll line up for the extra point.
Kick is up, and it is good. And so after that, in the first half.
Head by 2, if not by more.
Yeah, 2 minutes is plenty of time for this Bluefield offense for sure. So
I would almost argue 3.
For sure. Onside kick is touched.
I think we've got offside on the kicking team.
That was a great execution of the onside kick, and had Cumberlands not been offside,
that'd have been a cheeky little play.
He would probably still be running.
I think he caught everybody off guard, including us.
Sorry you guys were unable to see that play, but Cumberlands attempted the onside kick, but we're just a step offside, step early on that one.
That's another one of your projects, isn't it? Not like you're spread thin enough as it is. Got the bookstore going back up. Got some new merchandise out.
Yeah, got some T-shirts out there, trying to get some BUs in the community and some Ram heads out in the community. So
seems to be picking up.
We've been working hard on it.
You have. You have. Not a lot of people see what you and your associate, Mr. Jacob Key, do behind the scenes to make all this go around, and the effort definitely on the coaching side, and those people that are close to the programs definitely appreciate what you guys have been doing for us.
We'd love to do it. It's good to work with some great people that you love and care about. So, and we do have a great staff, both in athletics and student development, that's helped us kind of push the needle a little bit. And so we're excited about the growth here.
We are.
Excited about this program, too. This football team continues to be on the rise with a lot of great new talent.
Because if I remember right, now it was 10 years ago, but when you and I both first got here, me as a student, you as a women's basketball coach, it would be a shock if we would win a couple games a year.
Yeah, we went through some growing pains there.
Yes.
Back,
yes, we did.
10 years ago, but Coach Lusk has come in here and definitely put his stamp on this program and done a great job. And the energy has been, as you've talked about, contagious across campus. So we'll try it again. I think Bluefield will be a little bit more aware of the potential. But we'll kick it off here again for Cumberlands. And this one will be fielded at the 15. Up to the 25, past the 30, 35, 40, 45 across midfield and pushed out of bounds. And a great return. Again, we talked about how 2 minutes is more than enough, but especially when you've got somebody like Braden Hawley, a freshman from Hilliard, Florida, who brings back the kickoff 35 yards. So they're going to spot him at the Bluefield 48, so 52 yards to go, but a great start here to this drive. And we'll see Mr. Hurstich come out here and see if he can put it in the end zone here before half.
Once again, the Patriots running into penalty trouble, but more importantly, the Rams capitalizing on those missed opportunities by the Patriots.
Hurstich across the middle has Bromley, and that is going to be a targeting call. As
too late a contact. That was a big hit.
That was a huge hit, and Bromley's still down. So our training staff will come out and take care of him.
Big credit to our football team, though, holding their temper.
Yeah.
Not losing their cool. Everybody staying on the sideline.
Absolutely. That's a big play. Not intentional, just a big play right in the middle of it all.
I don't think anything that happens on that field is malicious. It's a contact sport, and it's an aggressive sport.
Yeah.
It's just a bad timing play. And
unfortunately, helmets made contact, so
we'll see if he's okay. Looks like he's sitting up under his own power. Coach Lusk making his way out to the field. Talk about a coach that is not transactional but transformational.
No doubt.
The man, Dewey Lusk. You talked about the people at Bluefield University that make it special in the athletic department that we have. That person is one of those people is Dewey Lusk.
Absolutely. He does a great job, and he and his wife Millie both just love on these guys and take care of them. And it's good to see Bromley back up. And he will be evaluated a little further by our training staff there. Josh and Steve taking care of him. But flag on the play will lead to targeting as the officials will go to the booth just to replay. So we will take a short break here as they are reviewing the last play. You're watching football on the Rams Digital Sports Network.
doesn't make me sad.
So officials have gone to the replay booth, and they have taken a look at the video, and we will get the call here. Targeting is confirmed.
Number 24 on the defense will be disqualified.
McCullough Jr., the senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, on that play, and unfortunately he's going to pick up the targeting and be disqualified for the rest of the game. But a huge pickup for the Rams, 15 yards. Hopefully Marcus Bromley is okay and will rejoin us after the half. But it picks up a first down and takes the ball inside the 40 to the 37. And with 1:51 remaining, the offense comes back out on the field here. Try to put in the end zone here before the half. Christian Mack on the outside, inside the 40, makes one man miss, inside the 35 down to the 33. As the clock continues to run, a nice little pickup there for Christian Mack out of the back, or out off the bubble screen.
In that 2-minute drill, no huddle. Hursted's leading the way. Him and Coach Lusk
really good under 2 minutes.
It is. Him and Coach Lusk have a wonderful connection. They both see eye to eye, and Coach Lusk has a ton of trust in his quarterback.
Empty backfield, 5 out, and Hursted's going to call his own number across the 30, and lowers his shoulder down to the 21-yard line. And that'll be a first down for Bluefield. Move the chains.
Clock will stop temporarily until that chains gets set, and then it'll roll again.
First and 10 from the 21 as the clock moves closer to 1 minute left here in the half. Getting outside to Coloco, and unfortunately Coloco is going to go back about 2 yards.
Forcing Coach Lusk to call his timeout.
I'm not sure who they're going to give this timeout to, because I think Cumberlands was actually trying to get one too.
I think they gave it to us, though. Credit us for our first one of the half.
I guess we don't need them. We can't take them.
Nah, I can't take them with you.
Past the half, can we? So that'll be the first timeout called here by Lusk.
In a good spot. You're within the 30, 56 seconds left in the half. You still got 2 timeouts.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Would have been big if Coloco could have got out of bounds, but great job by the defensive back to keep him in.
All the options are still on the table here for Bluefield. Second down and 12.
Boy, Nate Hurstich isn't a big man, but he plays like a big man.
He does. He certainly does. And he's never won. I haven't seen him slide yet. Of course, as a coach, that's something I'd like to see him do a little bit more of, but he does love to lower his shoulder. And
I think we tried that at one point when he was a freshman or sophomore. We joke with Coach Lusk on the baseball side if we need to come over and show some arm care for Mr. Hurstich by how much we throw, but tough as nails, big competitor. Loves to compete, loves to win.
Second and 12, going up over top. Pass is a little long. Looking for Jordan Edwards on that play.
Looks like it.
Third and 12.
Trying to take advantage, far side of the field, man coverage, go one-on-one, go jump ball, but Hurstich with a little too much arm over the top of him. Bring down third down and 12, like you said.
Got 4 wide outs here. Coloco in the backfield with Hurstich. Coloco is going to set a block, and I tell you, a little bit better throw, and we might have had something there as Gage Chambers was one-on-one, obviously got pushed out of bounds.
A lot of contact, but like you said, better ball, uncatchable, probably would have drawn the penalty, but.
And so that'll bring up Riley Stubbs for a 40-yard field goal attempt. Snap is up, ball is down, kick is away. And it is no good. So the score remains 9-7 here with 44 ticks on the clock left before half.
I couldn't tell if it was a bad snap, a bad hold, or a bad kick, or all three.
It looked like a little bit of a difficult snap to put down, but
regardless, it doesn't change the outcome.
tough break for the Rams, unable to take advantage of that opportunity and the targeting call there that moved the ball into scoring position.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems in these first two quarters that the Rams have been dominant, just don't have the points on the board to show for it.
Yeah.
Cumberlands has just hung around just long enough to keep it 9-7.
You're right. The score does not reflect the pace of play and the dominance by Bluefield here in this first half. Greg flush from the pocket. Everix is going to slow him up. And he'll pick up 7 yards on that play.
Greg's made up for his lack of passing in the first quarter by gaining some with his legs.
Yeah, he's done a good job. Obviously scored that touchdown earlier. And we'll see the ball is overthrown. His intended target there. Good coverage on the outside of that. Good pressure around the ball and good coverage on the outside.
We've yet to give up that big offensive play.
Yeah.
9-7 going into the half is not a typical Bluefield University score.
Yeah.
Typically, we play like the Big 12. A lot of offense, and just can we stop it 1 or 2 times? But give credit to Mike Ketchum and his defense. They've done an excellent job.
They have. They have. So 19 seconds left on this clock. Down marker says first down, but I'm pretty sure it's third.
We've had quite a lot of dead time in this game with the officials.
There has been some conference time going on. I think they're trying to get the down marker on the far sideline to read 3. And
shout out Richard Morgan and his crew for running the chains today. Men's basketball coming out to help volunteer. Small college athletics, it takes a village.
And here we go, third down and 2. See if they just try to run it out. Hand off to Carlisle, and he's going to be brought back in the backfield.
Looks like they're going to give him a yard at the most.
And Bluefield elects just to let the clock continue. Now Dewey Lusk will call a timeout and force the punt. So fourth and 2 is what the call will be. And Cumberlands will be forced to snap it one more time. Anything can happen on a snap. That's why you, as Coach Lusk.
Anything can happen on a snap. Anything can happen on punt return.
No doubt.
Take it back to the Eagles and the Giants in the early 2000s.
Absolutely. Special teams were key last week at Thomas, and so.
Never know. These the skill players we have for the Rams are so athletic and so explosive.
They are.
Anything can happen. Like you said, drop snap, bad punt, block punt. There's a lot of things that can happen.
Yep.
And at worst, field the punt, go into halftime, make some adjustments, come back out, get a defensive stop, and then try to add on to that scoreboard.
4 seconds to go here.
One thing that the Rams have to be aware of is a hard count here, trying to get them to jump off sides and get that first down and let Cumberlands have one more chance at the end zone.
Joe Matosum back to take the snap. Put his foot to it. Jason McMillian back to receive for Bluefield. Good kick. Fair catch called for at the 30. And I'm not sure.
Has an interesting fair catch call.
Yeah. Live clock, fair catch doesn't do you much, but we'll go into half with the Bluefield Rams up 9-7 after a really impressive first half of football, especially on the defensive end. We're going to take a few minutes, take a break. We'll be back with some stats and more action. You are watching Bluefield University Rams football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's halftime here at Mitchell Stadium. Bluefield University leads the University of Cumberlands 9-7 in the first half here. Taking a look at some of the stats here for the first half. The Cumberlands had 92 rushing yards on 15 attempts compared to Bluefield's 27 yards on the same tries. Passing yards in favor of Bluefield, 137 on 12 of 18 passing. Total offense pretty equal. 164 yards for Bluefield, 163 for the University of the Cumberlands. One of the big statistics there is that that fumble that was lost, picked up by Quincy Robinson there late in the first quarter, which led to the touchdown score by Bluefield. But pretty even across the board. Garrett, 16 minutes to 13 minutes of the time of possession, so been a pretty balanced game here in the first half.
Pretty balanced game. Honestly, kind of looking at the stat sheet, a little disappointed in us. You know, Cumberland's committed 7 penalties for 60 yards. Bluefield being disciplined, 0 for 0.
Yeah,
but unable to capitalize on those and turn them into points. It is, I think, one thing that we'll look back after this game is over and see, depending on the score, and see what we could have done a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Cumberlands will get the ball here in the second half. They'll take the second half kickoff, and so hopefully that Bluefield defense made some adjustments there at half, and will come out with the energy there to get the first stop. So it turned out to be an absolutely beautiful day here in Bluefield. Mid-60s, sun is shining. And Riley Stubbs will lead the special teams out onto the field for the second half kickoff.
I think got a little confusion on which way we're kicking.
Doesn't really matter, does it?
No.
We both got to play going both ways.
Exactly.
Here in the second half.
It's early in the season for everybody. Coaches, players, officials, everybody. IT equipment, everybody's still getting warmed up. And
I'll tell you what, we're trying to wake up the internet. It's been
try to get in that mid-season form.
7 months, 8 months. So we are ready for the opening kick.
Here we go. Hopefully we'll be an exciting second half football. Big defensive game early. I get a feeling both of these offenses about to break loose.
Yeah, hopefully Bluefield will break loose first and come out on top. Stubbs' kick almost reaches the back of the end zone. And so 1st and 10 from the 25 is where Drew Gregg will take over for Cumberlands. Gregg in the first half was 8 of 17 for 71 yards. And on the ground, J.B. Carlisle, 6 attempts for 56 yards, leading the Patriots.
Close behind him is Gregg. Gregg kind of struggled early in the first quarter and kind of got it in the second half, or in the second quarter, but made up a lot of ground with his legs. I think that was a big question mark defensively. Now we'll see if we can make some adjustments and hopefully be able to shut this down.
Absolutely. Davis is in the backfield with Gregg. Takes a snap, hands off. That is J.B. Carlisle, who moves across the 25 up to the 28. Pick up a 3 there.
That is a big, big running back.
Yeah.
And runs down. He is physical and runs downhill.
He is.
One of the comments, I got a chance to talk to Coach Mike Ketchum in between halves, and it has been a physical football game.
It has been. It's been fun to watch. Carlisle will take the handoff, and he'll try to stretch it out to the outside. Maybe 3 more. Good pursuit there by the Bluefield defense. Yeah, that's the same play. He got the the 30-yard run on earlier in the second quarter. So Bluefield made that adjustment, set the outside, got to the outside. Third down and call it 5 at the 30. Greg, delayed handoff. Davis is slowed down in the backfield and can barely get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it the 36.5, well, 37. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 3. So a great stand to start the second half for Bluefield.
And you start to question, we saw the big hit. Big hits on both sides, but
Absolutely.
with such a physical football game, when does it become chirpy? Because at some point it will. You know, two competitive teams going at each other, you know, who can hold their temper and control their emotions.
Absolutely. A rugby-style kick here. Dason McMillan is back. We'll let it roll back to the 15, and that's where the ball will be stopped. They'll call it the 16. So 1st and 10 for the 16, and Hurstich will bring his squad back out here. As I mentioned earlier, Hurstich was 12 of 18 from through the air, 137 yards.
It's a light day for Mr. Hurstich so far.
Yeah. A big-time play, though. Christian Mack, 3 of 71, including that big-time run earlier in the second quarter.
Christian Mack, last 2 games, has really kind of solidified himself as one of Nate Hurstich's major targets.
Absolutely.
We talk about Gage Chambers all the time and being the older guy, but somebody else is going to have to get that football.
No doubt, no doubt. Plenty of options for Hurstich on the outside. They have 4 wide outs. They're going to hand off. Coloco takes the handoff and is met at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there on that first play. Great penetration by the front 4 there for the Cumberlands.
They get off that football they get off the line really well.
They do.
They gain some positive yards into that backfield in a hurry.
So empty backfield now, 5 wideouts here for the Rams. Hurstich is going to roll out of the pocket and keep it himself across the 20, up to the 25, close to a 1st down.
We've seen that quite a bit out of Nate.
Yeah.
When we send 5 wideouts and they drop 8, it seems to be quite an option for Mr. Hurstich to use his legs, and so far every time he's run, it's been for 5+ yards.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great run. He actually has, that gives him about 20, 21 yards on the ground.
We're going to go 5 wide again. We're going to send 4 to the far side of the field.
3rd and 1. And he's going to keep himself up the middle. Tries to hurdle there at the 35 and leaps forward. Flag on the play on the far side of the field, but Hurstich effort gets him up to the 40.
I think Nate Hurstich would fight you over a game of checkers.
He probably would.
His desire to win and gain positive yards for this football team it's right there.
Yeah.
Putting his body on the line, trying to get up over a defender to get those 1 extra 2 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about energy and we talked about culture. I think that has been a front runner. I think the young guys get behind him and keep rolling. Trying to confer to see what the penalty was.
Yeah,
we'll bump up 5 more yards.
Like they handcuffed the guy behind his back is what the official said. I don't know exactly what that means. Hard to tell without the mic, but we'll take the 15 yards nonetheless, and we have a ball in plus territory here at the 45. Pitch goes to Coloco. Nothing doing there. Great pursuit off the edge for Cumberlands. Loss of 7 on the play on that pitch.
Hunter Zirkle, 32, coming off that left-hand side, just flat out beat the right tackle. Was just able to get around him, exploded off the line.
Big play for Cumberlands here as Bluefield continues to threaten. 5 wideouts again. Right across the middle finds Gio Burns. And he's going to pick up the lost yardage, +1 to the 44.
That's a tough spot to catch a football, right in the middle.
It is.
Especially with Cumberlands being as physical as they are. That's a tough place
Yeah.
to catch a football. And Hurst just doesn't make it easy. He puts a little zip on it.
So 3rd down and long now. Call it 9.5. Still empty backfield, 5 wideouts. Hurst steps back. Across the middle again for Christian Mack. Diving catch cannot be made, and that's going to bring up a 4th and long, and here comes the punt team.
Tough throw. Good coverage. Good coverage. Cumberland dropping back, sending a true 3 deep. Mr. Mack trying to sneak his way in.
First and 10 hit as he throws.
Looks like Nahima Carter with a big hit coming from the secondary up.
Yeah, Nehemiah Carter with great pressure there.
Drew Gregg looked like he was bootlegging out to the far side of the field and turned around and did not like what he had to see.
No doubt, absolutely. 2nd and 10 now. One wide out far side, Carlisle in the backfield. Showing a little blitz here as they hand off to Carlisle. He'll take to the near side and keeps his legs churning. And good team effort there to bring him down at the 26, they'll call it. So pickup of 7 yards on that play. And we have an injured Ram on the play. So an injury timeout on the field. We're going to take it with them. You're watching Bluefield University football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Here's another big 3rd down for Bluefield. 3rd and 3, call it, at the 26. Gregg back to pass, looking for DK Edwards. And he drops that ball. Looked like he had it for a second, but broken up.
Dylan Leggings putting the pressure on him, getting contact as soon as the ball got to him.
That's great defense, man. Excellent defense.
It's a bright spot to see after watching this club last year. I think it's a bright spot to see, to be able to see so much adjustment being made.
Absolutely. And so for the 2nd time in this 2nd half, Cumberlands will be forced to punt. Good kick will land at the 35, and now it's touched, and now it is going to be recovered by Cumberlands and taken in for a touchdown. So mistake on special teams. And what a huge shift in momentum in this game. as Coach Lusk is hollering out at the officials about something.
The kick was touched first by the receiving team, legally recovered by the kicking team. So advance is not permitted. It will be 1st and 10 for University of Cumberland on the 19-yard line.
So the ball cannot be advanced in that situation, so it will be a first down for the University of Cumberlands, but a mistake in the special teams by Bluefield.
Crucial at this point of the game.
And now Cumberlands takes over inside the red zone.
Trent Davis in the backfield. Behind Greg.
Oh, Quincy Robinson with the pressure. Pass is broken up in the end zone.
The Rams are celebrating like an interception, but it looks like the officials are saying incomplete pass.
Great pressure off the end by Quincy Robinson, forces a high pass from Greg.
Carter, once again, good coverage, physical football, but we do have a down Patriot in the far end of the end zone. Looked like the down Patriot was number 3, Elijah Howard, the senior, out of Rochelle, Georgia. Able to get up and come off the field on his own, limping, as we might add, but in typical football fashion, wanting to be tough and come off that field under their own power. So yeah, it's good to see.
Good to see him back up, and second down now. Second and 10 from the 19. Trent Davis in motion is going to come behind and get the bubble screen. Dragged out of bounds.
Number 13.
43 on that.
43,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yep. Linebacker got to him there.
Quincy Robinson, once again, penetrating. Give it to Drew Gregg, though. Has stood in the face of some big hits and has thrown some halfway decent balls up there. He doesn't seem to be shying away from the contact.
Yeah, he's done a great job, and that was a big play to string out that second down play and keep them from turning the corner. So 8:30 left on the game clock here in the third quarter. Another long third down for University of Cumberlands. Greg looking for the wide out on the far side, and he makes the catch as he dives to the turf. And that'll be a Cumberland's first down.
Good adjustment by number 82, Cade Lamb, to realize that ball from Greg was underthrown. Put his foot in the turf, came back to it, made a falling catch to secure the first and goal for the Patriots.
First and goal from the 9-yard line now. And again, Garrett, this is a place where if we can get out of here with only 3, we'll be in good shape. Here comes Carlisle. He lowers his head. Bulls forward past the 5, down to the 3.
J.B. Carlisle is going to make that very difficult to do.
No doubt, no doubt.
In a spot like this with underneath the 5, he's just so physical. It seems to be we're having a hard time stopping him for negative yardage.
Second and goal from the 3. Carlisle remains in the backfield. Edwards to the near side. Free play. And ball will be swatted down, but that'll be half the distance, and they'll do it again.
Looks like number 76, Alex Gutierrez, the freshman, jumping off sides early.
Defense number 76. Half the distance from the goal. Repeat second down.
As I was stating, NCAA scores. Penn State at the end of the game scored and beat Bowling Green 34-27.
Oh, wow.
That's a closer game than I thought it would be.
That's a closer game than Penn State thought it would be for sure. Carlisle in the backfield takes the handoff, met immediately, and will be stacked up as he continues to try to churn his legs. Getting a little help from the offensive line there. But nothing doing on that play. It'll remain now 3rd and goal at the 2. Big play here for the Rams. How many times have we said that on the defensive end today?
Seems to be a lot, but the Rams have, for the most part, have stepped up and made the play.
Yeah.
And it's a closer Penn State score than I would have thought after that dominating performance at West Virginia last week.
Yeah.
Your Volunteers take on the Wolfpack at NC State later this evening.
They do. I wish they were a little bit closer. I'd try to get down there for that game. 3rd and goal. The pitch, Carlisle on the outside, and oh my goodness. What a hit.
Oof.
What a hit. It's going to be illegal procedure, or illegal formation here. It's going to move back 5 yards, but
False start. Not all offensive players got set prior to the snap.
Oof. That one's not going to count for Dylan Leggings, but wow. It's fun to watch these young guys get physical.
Absolutely, absolutely. 3rd down and goal from the 7.
Let me guess. Big play for the Rams.
That's a big play on the defensive end. Gosh.
Carlisle in the backfield. Got a hankering. It may go to him. Send 4 wide, though. Motion across.
Edwards in motion. Pressure flushes the quarterback, and he's going to get in there for his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. So Drew Gregg doing it himself with the legs again. Great coverage all over the field. Just gave him a gap over to the right. And again, that muffed punt opportunity earlier comes back to haunt Bluefield.
He had to earn it, honestly, though. He was met with good physical contact at the line. So
absolutely. The defense, even though they were put with their backs against the wall, did a good job in that series. Nonetheless, the score now is 14-9 in favor of the University of Cumberland. So they take their very first lead of the afternoon. We're going to pause in the action here. We'll be back with the kickoff. You're watching Bluefield University football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. (14-9) is our score. Cumberlands takes the lead on a 7-yard touchdown run by Drew Gregg. Watch the onside kick here. Tried it last time they scored. Ball is away, and it'll go out of bounds.
Ooh, took a hard turn to left. Bounce out about the 2, so that will come out to, I believe, the 35.
So great field position here for the Rams to start this drive. Good to have our mics back with our officials here in the second half. Makes it a little easier.
Still want to know what that penalty call was. Handcuffs, handcuff behind the back. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it's a new one for me.
We've got a little research to do this week.
Folks, don't forget, you got about 5 minutes to get your 50-50 ticket.
You got your 50-50 ticket yet, Garrett?
I have not gotten my
Nobody
50-50
came up to
ticket
the
yet.
third floor to sell some tickets. First down, handoff goes to Gilmore. He is stacked up behind the line and will lose 2 yards on the play, back to the 33.
We're seeing a little second breath out of this Patriots defense in this second half. Leading on the scoreboard certainly helps.
Yeah, definitely energized by that score for sure.
Brings up a 2nd and 12 for the Rams.
Back to pass goes Hurstich. Little pressure, trying to feed it across the middle. And that ball is knocked down.
It's going to be important for Nate. Now that we're trailing, it's going to be important for Nate not to feel like he has to make plays. Just they'll be relaxed, don't press, and make a mistake that would further impact that score. Just keep chunking plays along, chunking positive yards, and end up in the end zone.
Absolutely. Been a while since we've seen him go to Chambers here on the near side, or even looking for Gio Burns across the middle. See if we can get something going here. 3rd and 12. Back to across the middle. Looking, that's got to be a flag. Pass intended for Christian Mack across the middle. Sails over his head. Incomplete, and that will lead to another Bluefield punt. So unable to move the ball after the kickoff goes out of bounds. -2 on that drive, and here goes Stubbs. Ball is fumbled.
Able to jump back on it, though. Uh-oh. Flag on the play. We got a little chippiness over here.
A little bit extra curricular here at the 45. Nonetheless, Cumberlands will take back over here for their 3rd possession of the second half.
Besides the mistake on special teams, it has been a very, very tight ball game.
Pretty clean for Bluefield for sure.
Holding, return team number 40.
Okay.
10 yards will be enforced from the end of the kick. 1st and 10.
So holding during the return, we'll move that ball back 10 yards.
For Cumberlands to be leading in this game with the amount of penalty yards that they have is a testament to their mental toughness and being able to push through. They've still been able to make plays happen despite having quite a laundry list of penalties called against them today.
Well, it goes back to what Coach Luss told you earlier. The team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to be the one that wins. And kind of even here with a fumble recovery and a muffed punt opportunity earlier. And so we'll see how the last 20 minutes of this game plays out. First and 10 at the 25. Handoff. Davis goes nowhere. Look at that, though. 3rd down and 15. Oh, off the edge again. Oh, how did he catch that ball? Great pursuit off the edge for Bluefield. Aronson Cook.
The junior. St. Andrews transfer?
Is he forcing that pressure off the edge?
I believe so.
And Davis comes up with the catch, but it is good for nothing as he just gets back to the 20, and that'll force a 4th and 15 and a Cumberlands punt.
Drew Gregg has had a tough time back here. He seems to be playing, getting hit quite a bit behind the line of scrimmage.
Flags are down. This is going to be false start and moving back 5 more.
Flag on the snap. False start. 12. 5-yard penalty remaining. 4 seconds.
No, Coach Lusk has made a change in his special teams. Coach Lusk, Coach Dunford, Philip Dunford, made a change in their return man. Nehemiah Carter back to receive this punt.
Ball will hit the ground at the 47, roll across midfield, and be downed at the 35. Good defensive stand by the Rams there. 2:19 left here in the 3rd quarter. Score remains 14-9. Cumberland's leading. So if you're Coach Lusk, what do you dial up here on 1st down when your team just needs a little bit of a jolt?
You got to pay attention to that long ball. We haven't seen Hershage really plant that back foot in the ground and try to hit that long ball. You know, you got Gage Chambers out here to the side, out to the far side on the sideline. Look like man coverage over the top.
Here, a little screen back to the middle here with Chambers. Met behind the line. He's going to be taken down at the 34. It's going to be a loss of 2. They tried to, like you said, try to get him one-on-one out in space.
Little disagreement between Hershage and Coach Lusk. Take a wide out off. We'll put a running back in. Number 24. Brandon Hudson, the freshman.
Got plenty of space up there on the top side of the screen there. Burns in motion. They're going to look one-on-one, looking for Burns. Pass is overthrown out of bounds. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 12.
Very rare. Nate Hershage does not look comfortable coming out in this second half so far. Usually,
yeah, he missed Mack across the middle over the top and couldn't find the pocket to drop it in there for Burns.
Usually very poised, but struggling to complete some passes here in this 3rd quarter. But you and I both know it doesn't take long.
It doesn't take long. It take one play to get this guy going here, and they need a big one right now. 3rd and 12 at the 34. Hershage looking. He's going to try to escape, but is tripped up at the line. Loss of 3 on that play. That'll bring up 4th and 16 now from the 30, and here comes Riley Stubbs again.
Starting to see a little bit of signs of some frustration on this Rams sideline.
Absolutely. They have what a beautiful punt. Punt takes him back to the 16-yard line. And I'll bring it back up across 25, call it the 28, but a great punt from Riley Stubbs on that one. All right, need a defensive stop here. Do the Rams. Like you said, you can sense the frustration on the offensive side, not being able to get something going here, and certainly the defensive side. You're getting a little tired here in this third quarter. They spend most of the time on the field here in this third quarter.
You're just trying to hold on that defensive side of the ball right now until that offense can get going again.
Yep. Carlisle across the 30 to the 31.
J.B. Carlisle's not going to make that easy.
Yeah,
Neither is Drew Gregg.
Down.
Wonder if Cumberlands will stay on the ground here, try to milk out the clock, try to create a nice long offensive drive that ends in points, either 3 or 6. Like you said earlier in the broadcast today, best way to play defense against Bluefield is to keep that offense off that field.
And that's going to be the last play here of the third quarter. We'll turn around and go the other direction. After 3, Cumberland's leading 14-9 over the Bluefield Rams. We'll be back with fourth quarter action. You're watching Bluefield University football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Start of the fourth quarter here, 15 minutes to play. The home opener for Bluefield University football. Looking to go 2-0 on the young season. Tough task ahead here as they try to get a stop and get back in the scoring column here. There's going to be a hold on the outside, not called. As Carlisle gets close to the first down, he'll get up to the 37. Be a yard short.
Brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Patriots. But the winning 50-50 ticket number is 754948. I say again, 754948.
3rd down and 1.
The merchandise trailer to claim your prize.
Handoff, guess who? Carlisle across the 40 up to the 45, keeps it turning up to the 49, close to midfield there. Be a first down for Cumberlands.
We have not had an answer for him yet.
Yeah, this is not the pace that the Rams want, certainly. We got to get them into a passing situation.
Right now, this point in the game, they're at a point where they're forcing us to make a big play, and if they can execute what they're doing and keep that offense off the field, they'll be in pretty good shape.
Yeah. We got a little problem with the chains over here, getting tangled up. Good crowd here on opening day.
A lot of different sports teams representing today.
Yeah. Men's and women's soccer in action today down at Columbia.
How about Patrick Ritter and the women's soccer team? 2-1.
Yeah, 2 in a row this weekend, and trying to keep that going against Columbia. That's got to be a hole on the outside.
You would think so, but no penalty flags on the field. And J.B. Carlisle just continuing to collect positive yards for the Patriots.
He's got to be up over 100 so far, I'm sure.
Watching that clock just tick away.
13 minutes left here in the game. Second and 6. Greg on the naked bootleg has all sorts of space as he gets across the 40 for another first down for Cumberlands before being chased out of bounds.
Quarterback keep on the play for a first down.
I'd say the Patriots. I'd say Cumberland's coaching staff is happy with their new quarterback
Yeah,
this year.
absolutely.
After losing Jay Roberts last year, who was 94 for 208.
Yeah. Pass complete near-sided down to the 33 is where they'll mark it. Good for a 6-yard gain. Second down and 4.
Play brings up a 2nd and 4 for the Patriots. Ball on the 34-yard line, or 33-yard line.
We talked about that cruel mistress momentum. She seems to be hanging out on the far sideline instead of our sideline right now.
Yeah, she's starting to favor Cumberland's for sure. Pitch goes to Carlisle now. The only thing worse than handing off to Carlisle is giving him a 4-yard head start to get his momentum going, and he busts through that hole down to the 26.
Just chipping away at the clock and chipping away at our at Bluefield's side of the field.
Clock continues to run, 11 minutes left. Handoff. Jack Everick's the first one to meet Carlisle, but he is able to fall forward for about 3-yard gain. Second down and 6.
Yeah, we may get a little reprieve as Carlisle heads to the sideline, but that means the introduction of number 8, Trent Davis.
Make the play right now.
Seems to be between him, Greg, and Carlisle. Davis has been a versatile piece for them offensively, doing quite a few things, whether it's running out of the backfield or catching balls out of the backfield for big gains.
Davis in motion. Dumped off here, and oof, gosh. Big hit by Gutierrez as he's shaken up on that play. If I would have caught that ball in that exact position, I would have not taken that route out of there. Back to where all the
no, I'm not going back to the middle where all the big men are.
The defense is.
Mm-mm.
But first down, or excuse me, picks up about 4 or 5 on that play. Third down and 2.
Maybe that's why we're up here
No
and
doubt.
they're down there.
No doubt. Man-to-man coverage on the outside here. One safety. Hand off to Davis. Davis trying to find a hole and can't get there. Great stand by the Bluefield defense, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. And the field goal unit will come on, so that's a huge stop. Keeps this game within 1 score, even if he does make the kick.
It does, but if you look up at that clock, quite a bit of time as we click just under 9 minutes to go. I'd say that they'll wait quite a bit and let this play clock run out before they kick this football.
First field goal opportunity for Cumberlands today. And that kick is up and good. Extending the lead to 17-9. But a pretty good stand by the defense to hold them up as they were moving that ball fairly easily there for most of that drive.
You got to think with as many weapons right now that Cumberlands has shown between Trent Davis and J.B. Carlisle and the quarterback Greg that eventually they're going to score and get positive yards.
Absolutely.
And for the defense to look up, and we're under 9 minutes left and only giving up 17 points, matching what we did last week, it begs the question, and we don't usually have to ask this, but is the offense going to step up?
Yeah. This we need them to step up and give our defense a rest a little bit, but then also give us an opportunity to get back in this game. So
Score is 17 Patriots, Rams 9.
This game is nowhere near out of hand.
no, absolutely not.
Good football game.
It is. It's been a good game. Kick takes him into the end zone here, but he's going to bring it out. Oof. Gosh.
Uh-oh.
This might be targeting too.
You run that risk when you play physical style football. In the midst of everything going on, I don't think, they target on purpose, but it's one of the things that you've seen in college football over the last 5 years that has been heavily policed, trying to put player safety at a premium.
Braden Holly. With his second opportunity to return a kick today. Brings that ball out to they're going to spot at the 12, looks like. Oh, it's going to be a block in the back on Bluefield here. So unfortunately, it doesn't go our way, and it backs us up to the 6-yard line.
We haven't made many penalty mistakes today, but when we have, they've been crucial.
So Herstich and company will come out under the shadow of their own goalpost here. Empty backfield again. Oh, no. Fumbled snap. Herstich hangs on to it, is able to chest pass it away, which is incredibly smart and risky move at the same time. But that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
I thought we ended up back in the dome. I thought I was watching the women's basketball team play, and we were running a chest pass down the court.
Bad form, actually, on that chest pass.
It could have been a whole lot worse. And for Herstich,
could've.
yeah, it could have. Herstich made a smart play and being able to, quote-unquote, throw that ball out of bounds, and we'll restart and go at it again.
2nd down and 10 at the 6. And that ball is knocked down at the line. And here comes a big 3rd down. We desperately need something here on this play.
You can't get anything going right now. Can't string a couple plays together. It's only a matter of time, but time is of the essence right now.
4 wideouts here. Pick up the blitz. Looking for Christian Mack on the outside, and again, behind him. And that's going to stall the drive. Bring up 4th down and 10, and Stubbs is back on the field for another punt. We're going to need a good one here to try to flip the field for Bluefield.
Riley's got the leg to do it, punting into the wind a little bit as it blows into his face. Something to light that fire, because we talked about that energy we had earlier, and it seems to have gone away.
Back to passes, Greg. Finds DK Edwards on the outside here inside the 40.
Looked like the freshman DB, Eric Boyd, slipped a little bit as DK Edwards ran up underneath route on him.
2nd down and 4.
Seen Greg with a lot of those short passes to the sideline today.
Yeah, he's definitely trusting his wideouts to go one-on-one on the outside here. Good 1st down run there to the 35.
once again, J.B. Carlisle.
Absolutely.
Positive yards, first downs, making it very difficult. Chewing up a lot of clock as we tick under 7.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Bluefield goes on the road here the next 2 weekends at Lindsey Wilson, then back at Campbellsville before returning on September 28th to face Bethel University.
2 weeks in Kentucky.
2 weeks in Kentucky. About the same spot, too.
Just about. Within an hour of each other.
Yeah. Handoff. And Carlisle's going to bust through there. He's broke loose down inside the 15. Brought down at the 11.
Titus Holt finally dragging him down, trying so desperately to rip that ball out to get a big fumble recovery. That big play that you were talking about to put some spark back into this team. But J.B. Carlisle, the senior, doing an excellent job at ball protection. And once again, first down Cumberland.
So in the red zone again, call it the 11-yard line. Pitch it out to Davis. He turns the corner, and he's going to find his way into the end zone. Third rushing touchdown today for the Patriots. First for Davis. And that will extend the lead.
That right there could be the nail in the coffin.
Could be.
Extend it to 2 scores. Just defensively on that, 0 answers for the Cumberland Patriots between Carlisle, Gregg, and once again, Trent Davis.
Extra point is up and good. So that extends the lead to 24-9. We're going to take a break here for the kickoff. You're watching Bluefield University Rams football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Holly lets the kickoff go over his head for a touchback. And the Rams running out of time here. 6 minutes left. Plenty of time for Dewey Lusk team. But we got to get something going early here.
Yes. Yes, you need a play that's going to spark this a little bit.
15-point deficit for Bluefield. Roll out from Hurstich looking for Gage Chambers. Pass in and out of his hands there on the sideline. That's got to be a tough ball to try to catch looking back in that sun like that.
Looking back in that sun, and that ball was let go in a hurry. It was on top of him with a little bit of pace. Would have been a big catch for us, big gain, but here we go, second down and 10.
Gilmore in motion, looking across the middle and just overthrows Burns. Yeah, he had a couple of options there between Mack and Burns both, and maybe try to drop a little 3/4 and sailed high on him.
Seems to be throwing a lot of balls off his back foot today, which is not a normal Nate Hurst's thing. He likes to plant that back foot in the ground and be aggressive with it, and seems to be trying to finesse balls in there rather than what Hurstich is known for and just throwing good, hard, solid passes.
Oh, pass intended for Burns across the middle is broken up. Forcing another Bluefield punt. You know, even tougher than not moving the chains. That possession only took 12 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Little contact in the backfield, but nothing called there. And that ball will go out of bounds. There is a flag on the play. While they're sorting that out, I want to give a shout out to our guy, Bruce Cheney, helping us up here in the booth today, working the camera. We've had some technical difficulties with our normal camera, but Bruce really stepped up big, helping us out and keeping us going. So really appreciate you today, man.
During the kick, holding, return team number 20. 10 yards will be
Holding on Cumberlands. We'll move that ball back a little bit.
Seems to be we've had quite a few referees in both stands today between both between both fan bases. They seem to have quite better eyes than the Zebra crew that is on the field.
Sure. First and 10, 22-yard lines where they're going to spot it. Here comes Carlisle bursting out of that backfield, and they get a 21-yard gain out to the 43.
Yeah. We talked about and we highlighted the pretty even time of possession for both clubs in the first half, and I think it is a much different story here. The defense has had to spend a ton of time out on that field.
Clock continues to run, getting close to 5 minutes left here.
I'm seeing a lot of hands on hips. Guys are out of gas. Like you said, one play away.
Ooh.
A rare mistake by Quincy Robinson. Late hit on the quarterback, right in front of the referee. This will tax him on towards the end.
Personal foul called against him, late hit. Results of the run is a 5-yard gain. We're going to tack 15 on top of that. They'll take the ball across midfield into Rams territory and spot it now at the 38-yard line.
First and 10 for the Patriots, ball on the 43-yard line.
Carlisle again on the outside. Slips as he gets around the corner.
What was a big question for the Cumberland Patriots coming in this game was that offensive unit. Lost a lot of starters. I'd say they'd be pretty pleased on what's going on after this second half. They've made quite a bit of adjustments and been able to keep it rolling.
Definitely controlled the pace of this game in the second half and done a good job on the ground.
And that's what this program is typically known for. They're balanced, but they're much better on the ground than they are in the air.
2nd and 7, handoff goes to Davis. He picks up maybe one. Timeout's called by Bluefield here.
Timeout, Bluefield. First of the half.
So we're going to take it with them here. We'll be back after this on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Ball marked at the 35, makes it 3rd down and 6 for the Patriots here. 3:35 left in this contest. Cumberlands up 24-9 on the Rams. Fake handoff, Greg keeps it. Across the 35 down to the 33, and that's going to lead to another Dewey Lusk timeout. And a punting situation, I believe, for Cumberlands.
Cumberlands has done an excellent job. The coaching staff made great adjustments on the second half.
Sure
but,
did.
you know, putting a lot of pressure on Coach Lusk and his staff and his players to make that big play and, you know, execute, which so far we seem to struggle with. You know, one positive light, you're always looking at positives from week to week, especially with it being only week 2 for us, is that, you know, despite the score, the defense has played exceptionally well.
Yeah, they sure have.
They've been on the field in this second half. They've been on the field quite a bit, only giving up 7 points in the first half and then come out and they've only allowed 2 touchdowns here in the second half. But like we highlighted earlier, the time of possession has significantly shifted to the Patriots.
Yeah, it sure has. And again, those adjustments at half there made by Cumberlands and the pressure they got on Hurstich and not allowing him to feel comfortable in that pocket and really kind of forced Bluefield to go away from the running game here in the second half too, because they've kind of been playing from behind. So overall, great job by Cumberlands here in this second half. 4th and 5, they're going to elect to go for it here. Let's see if this could add a little spark to Bluefield.
Looks like they're going for the hard count. If I had to bet, as this play clock winds down, they'll take either the timeout or the delay of game.
Looks like they'll take the delay of game here.
Probably give a little more room on this punt, a little more room for the punter to work and see if they can pin them within the 5 and the goal line. Coach Ketchum and Coach Lusk out there doing the illustrious job of making sure we have 11 men on the field. That's not to draw a penalty for having too many men on the field.
No doubt. Carter back inside the 5 to return this kick. High wobbly kick is going to find the end zone. We're fortunate it didn't find Carter's body there in the end zone, but that'll lead to a touchback. Another opportunity for Bluefield.
.320 left, chasing 2 scores. Seen crazier things happen. Seen crazier things happen. You know, like we highlighted, defense has played exceptionally well. So if you can get a quick score here and then a defensive hold, you know, it's within reach.
Absolutely. But we need a big play here in one of these first two. We got to have a little bit of a spark, a little bit of a burst here. Burns will go in motion here to the top side. 5 wide outs, empty backfield again for Hurstich.
Not too many first downs for the Rams offensively in the second half.
Looking across the middle. Intercepted there, looking for Burns, but the linebacker just dropped back in coverage, and that'll be a quick turnover to the Patriots.
I think Hurst had tried to force a ball in there. He had Jordan Edwards deep, wide open, but made a decision, made a poor one, and didn't execute, and it is what it is.
Yep.
On to the next one.
First and 10 from the 14 now. I wouldn't, I'd bet that ball is not going to go through the air at all.
I got a pretty good idea. It's going to J.B. Carlisle, and they're going to let him run and do what he's doing right now and put, wow.
Touchdown, J.B. Carlisle. Just
the kid doesn't give up.
Keeping his legs going.
No, and I believe that is the proverbial nail in the coffin for this one.
Probably is. 4 rushing touchdowns for the Patriots today.
And that is a cookie cut of the Mid-South football. Is they're hard-nosed, they're going to run right at you and run it right down your throat.
Timeout here for Cumberlands. They don't have enough men on the field for this extra point attempt.
I know that's got to be frustrating for the coaching staff.
Kick is up, way, and it is good. 31-9 now the score.
Extra point is good, brings the score Patriots 31, Rams 9.
I feel like we've been under 5 minutes of gameplay now for the last 15, 20 minutes.
5 have taken a while, for sure.
Patriots set off for the kickoff.
And that kickoff will go into the end zone and be brought back out to the 25.
Even though this game seems to be, at this point, is now out of reach, can you build a little momentum towards the end of this and maybe collect a few points to build into going next week?
Absolutely.
To try to get this sour taste, because I know it's a sour taste for Nate Hurstich. He'll put a lot of this on his shoulders, and is a young man that will point the thumb instead of the finger. He'll put a lot of the blame on himself, and we'll go back to work this week in the lab, but, you know, can you build a little momentum going into next week?
Absolutely. Got the opportunity here. Brennan Hudson.
Because I think the schedule only gets tougher from here. We go to Lindsey Wilson next week, and I believe Lindsey Wilson competed for a national championship within the last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken.
They have. Yeah, top 25 football for the next 3 weeks for sure. Looking for Mack across the middle, or goes up top, excuse me.
Jordan Edwards.
Looking for Jordan Edwards on the top side. Overthrown just slightly.
Nate Hurst does not look very comfortable today throwing that football.
Certainly in the second half, he struggled.
He has.
2:17 left here. 3rd down and 10 for the Rams. Looking for something positive. Finds Christian Mack here on the near side to the 40. Makes a man miss and cuts up to the 45. So there's a little spark, a little bit of life. Good. He threaded the needle there and found that pocket to drop that thing in.
Christian Mack's really establishing himself as one of the primary targets in this offense. The kid's athletic. He's young. He's just a sophomore. And as we head into this 2-minute warning, good positive plays. This is the first one we've had in a while.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
But
chains and 20-yard pickup.
Being an optimist, 2 minutes, it's starting to come down a little bit. But Dewey Lusk in this offense, you never know.
It'd be good to see them get in the end zone here, even though it might not
matter for this one.
It might not matter when you look at the stat sheet or whatever, but just knowing you need to end on a good note and have something, like you said, positive going into next week as you load the bus and go on the road for a couple
tough ones.
Couple tough ones, absolutely.
Love to see it, though. We're at the point in our football program that these are the games we need to play. We need to see where we're at. We just have been very close with some very good clubs in that top 25, and we just haven't found that formula yet to break that win column just yet.
1st and 10 from the 45 now. Hudson in the backfield. 4 wideouts. Looks for Mack. Man. Had him. Mack was maybe a step late turning his head.
Tough throw. Goes back to that old adage, though. If it hits you in the hands, you should catch it.
Yeah.
But regardless.
That quick trigger by Hurstich there brings up 2nd down. Finds Burns on the outside. Catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage and is going to be wrapped up at the 42-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 3, bringing up 3rd and 13.
And we talked about pregame how good Cumberland's defense is and how veteran they are. They are athletic, and they get to the football in a hurry.
Absolutely.
Got trips left. Check out Gage Chambers over here. Let's see if the safety drops back and picks him up.
There's a late flag there.
I've had a couple. Referees have let the wide receivers and the DBs be physical all day. It's the first time we've seen a flag on a pass like that. Most likely going to be pass interference or holding on the defense.
Pass interference, defense number 20. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic, 1st down.
Spot of the foul call there. Pass interference, 1st down for Bluefield. as they cross the 50 for the first time in quite a while. But a little momentum on those last couple of plays here.
46-yard line.
First and 10 from the 46. Burns catches out here 40 to the 35, still on his feet, and brought down at the 30. So 3 consecutive plays here with 3 consecutive first downs. Burns loses his helmet, so he's going to have to sit out this next play, but great find, and even better run from Burns.
We've seen a lot of helmets come off today.
They have. They have. We got to tighten those things up.
Gio on the reception. First down for the Rams.
Looking for Chambers over top, and barely overthrows him, but here comes a late flag into the field.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was on Gage Chambers. Looks like he had a little bit of a push off before that ball went over the top of his head.
Pass interference. Defense number 20. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Automatic first down. 4 plays, 4 first downs here for Bluefield. And this is what we're talking about, Garrett. We need a little bit of momentum and something positive to happen, and taking advantage of a couple of mistakes by Cumberlands. And here we are in the red zone.
Too little, too late for this game, but like we said, going into Lindsay, can you feel a little bit better, a little more?
1-on-1, that's going to be a flag too. Yeah, you got to throw that one. No call on that one, even though played through his back a little early.
Little early, but we've seen it on both sides. We've seen good physical play between the wideouts and the DBs. And I don't know about you, it makes for way more fun football when there's not a lot of penalties getting thrown.
Yeah, they've definitely let them play. It's been a good physical game. Hart picks up the blitz.
I think this is a situation where Hurstage misses the physicality of a Thomas Lee or an Ebron, where so often they were outmatching physically the defensive backs that they had. And, you know, will these young guys come around? I think so, but, you know, I think that's a big piece, is that physicality piece at that wideout position, I think is what we're missing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Andre Cromwell, the intended receiver on that last play, bumped out of bounds and couldn't keep his feet. Hurstich looking across the middle, and that ball falls incomplete. Bringing up 4th down. Tough spot there. He looked like he might have had a little bit of room to run himself, but
we have to go far back in the record books to find a day that Nate Hurstich is having today. It is very rare for this young man to have off days, and today has been one of them.
4th and 10 now. 45 seconds left. And that 4th and 10 pass will fall incomplete, and that will just about do it. I would expect Cumberlands to come out and take a couple of knees and be done with this.
Come out in the old victory formation and wrap this one up and put it to bed. Pump them. It will move them to 1-0 on the season, and it'll slide the Rams to 1-1. Not a bad place to be. Still early.
It is early. It is early, and we'll take a couple of weeks off before we see this Rams team here at Mitchell Stadium again. But a lot of good things, a lot of good positives, especially in the first half. And defense played really well, despite giving up 31 points. I think there's nothing that they had to hang their head about out there. And so we'll look forward to seeing this team back on September 28th against Bethel University. And then we'll be ready to open up AAC play after that.
I think one more and it'll do it.
Clock continues to run 20 seconds. Don't have a play clock yet. And that'll do it. Your final here from Mitchell Stadium, University of Cumberlands 31, Bluefield University 9. On behalf of Bruce Cheney, Garrett Schilling, thank you guys for joining us this afternoon on the Rams Digital Sports Network. We'll see you guys back here on the 28th of September. Bluefield versus Bethel University here at Mitchell Stadium.